Someone tell me if the microphone's working now. Thanks, David. All right, apologies for the microphone problem. We're going to be getting a puck drop here, probably here in the next 30 seconds. I'm not sure how much of the audio went through before. Team West is in dark blue, visitors. We are facing Western KN, Saskatchewan. Talking with one of the parents, they had mentioned that these girls have been playing together up in Canada for a little over 5 years together. Should be a pretty spicy game. We've got our first face-off in Canadian zone. The first line's putting a lot of pressure on them. Canada took their first shot, but it got deflected up and over. We are back in the Canadian zone with an icing call. Short-lived. Puck ended up going into the crease, but our goalie was quick to cover it up. Have another face-off in our defensive zone. Fiona is facing off in the center. like we've got a breakaway. And an icing. We're down to 12:09 in the first period. We are working on getting out of our zone. We've got Maddie picking up the puck and driving it into the Canadian zone. Back behind. Oh, it's got centered. Maddie drove in and was able to catch it on a rebound, but their goalie was able to stop it. Face off in the Canadian zone. Looks like we won the face off, but it got turned over quick through the neutral zone. Ooh. Canada was quick to center and it bounced off the leg pad on our goalie. She wasn't able to cover it up quick enough, so it's still loose on the far wall. We've got Harper trying to drive it out of the zone, but got number 11 here on Team West is Catherine. A turnover at the blue line. And another icing on Team West. That's okay, gives us a moment to get some additional fresh players on the ice. We're down to 10:51 on the clock in the first period. Apologies, I still don't know the girls' names. Indians were able to get a shot off, but it went high over the shoulder of our goalie. We've got Anderson, number 19. Just hit a beautiful shot on goal. Stuck right over the stick pad of their goalie. That was a good way to start out the first period. As a hockey parent, I'm sure everyone's with me when your kid has been sitting around all day with a single game late in the day. You just don't know what you're going to get, but the girls have come out with some energy, which is fantastic. One of the David sisters bringing it into the zone. Got Martinez trying to hold that blue line. Snuck over, but we are resetting and putting the pressure on. Burying it deep in Canada zone so we can get some fresh skates. Lots of back and forth in the neutral zone, but Canada is able to get it into our zone. Canada was trying to set up a player that's hanging out in front of our goal, but was unsuccessful. All right, we might end up having icing, but there's a foot race and there will be no icing. Canada was able to cover the puck behind their goal, but had an errant pass. Set up player. Sorry, I can't jersey, but she shot it straight up from the point, and our goal is on the scoreboard, number 24. That was a beautiful shot. That goal was at 8:25 on the clock. Canadians seem pretty unfazed, trailing Team West in the first period. We have an icing call against Team West as we are cycling out players. .746 on the clock in the first period. Canada's defenseman back here on the close wall was able to get a shot off pretty straight on, but it went wide. Lots of action happening in front of our goal. Puck was lost there a moment. A whistle. Now we're battling, trying to get it back out of our zone. We have Harper driving across into their zone. He was able to battle it out and get it all the way behind their goal. Back in the neutral zone with wow. We had one of the Canadian girls on her knees, and she was swinging her stick like she was trying to get up a river. Was almost able to get a backhanded goal. Thankfully, we were able to deflect. I think everybody on the line, including our goalie, touched that puck in about 3-second time period. So there's a lot of action going on. We've got a icing call on Canada, so we'll be doing a face-off. We have 6:06 on the clock in the first period, with 2 goals on the scoreboard. We had some pretty smooth passes there, back and forth, but one deflection off one of the Canadians' sticks ruined that for us. That's all right. We are working on our way in the Canadian zone at the moment. battling against the far wall, almost the corner. We've got 3 Team West on 2 Canadians, and 1 very angry Canadian who slapped our player in the back of her head because she couldn't get to her stick. Ooh. Girls are getting pretty heated there for a moment. I don't know if you can hear the gasping sound from the Canadian families on the checking and shoving and pushing that was occurring. We're back behind our goal in the process of removing that puck from our zone. It's looking like, as physical as this is getting, there's not slashing, but there is some real shoving and shouldering and elbowing going on here from both teams. And within 5 feet in front of the ref, and she's not calling a thing. So this whole game is going to likely get more and more physical. Hopefully it doesn't get out of hand and just stays hockey. We were able to get the puck out of our zone and change out our entire line, but the return got the puck all the way back into our zone. Harper was able to get back into the neutral zone. Fiona going back behind our. That was interesting. It bounced off one of the other players, and the ref still called icing on Team West. That's all right. Give a breather. We have 3:30 left in the first period. All right, Team West was successful in getting out of their zone. Keeps returning into our zone, which is unfortunate, but we are in possession of it right now. I think that is Catherine, number 11 on Team West, driving it forward, but it got turned over at the red center line. We wrapped it around, but there was no Team West there to help. Ooh. One of their defensemen took a long shot from the blue line, and it almost got to the goal. Rebound, but we were able to take that rebound all the way back into Canada's zone. Oh, shot on goal. Come on. Got a blue line shot, but it went wide by Catherine, number 11 on Team West. The shot from the far wall. I think number 24, Anderson, I think. We're back in possession in our zone, but there's quite a few Canadians in our zone. Took a heck of a shot, but it went high over our goal. All right, puck is loose going across the neutral zone on its way to be another, actually no icing. Let's see if we can spend some time in the zone, but we cannot. And it is through the neutral zone quick and all the way with a solo drive all the way to our goal. They did a pass back to the defenseman with no luck, and there's a foot race. Their goalie came way out of the crease to help out their teammate who was losing that race. an icing, which I think both teams are happy about. It's against Team West, but everyone is getting some fresh players on the ice. Lots of love toward our goalie because she is doing a phenomenal job. With a face-off with 39 seconds left on the clock in Team West zone. Harper interrupting a backhanded shot by Canada, but they were able to break free of our team and get a shot, but it went very high over the net. 17 seconds left on the clock. Another shot on goal, but it went off our goalie's leg pad. 5 seconds, we're in possession. We were, and out of our zone. We'll be coming back into the second period with a 2-0 lead on West and Saskatchewan. Be back in 60 seconds. All right, I had to ask around, but Ellie is our goalie. She's doing a fantastic job. I suck at names. Why I shouldn't be doing commentating, but you get what you pay for. Girls are getting a pep talk by Team West coaches. Talking with some of the girls, they all seem to love the coaches. And there is a very serious talk coming from the Canadian side. Lots of head nodding by their coaches. Team West sounds very amped up. Doing a little foot moves to the music. We'll be starting out the second period here in about 15 seconds. Keep up this momentum. We have Catherine and Harper on D, Fiona on center. I apologize, one of the Damon sisters battling out and was able to get it into the zone, and number 24 Anderson, who's the other wing on the far side. Canada was able to get a good pass across the ice to an open player. We are putting constant direct pressure on any player who has possession of the puck or is too close to our crease. And it is working out fantastic for us. All right, slipped by their D, and it was out and now back in. No icing call. Harper is taking it up and out, but she got picked off. Ooh. Good news is their player shot right of our goal by a couple inches and hit the back boards. Got another shot on Ellie, but she was able to deflect with her leg pad. All right, our turn. Now going through the neutral zone. Fiona tried to bury the puck deep, but it glanced off their players. And we are in the process of trying to keep it in their zone as we change out and get some fresh skates on the ice. Got number 19, took a beautiful shot and it hit off the handle of their goalie. Luck or skill, it still stopped the puck. Oh! The defenseman took a shot just a foot forward of the blue line. Ellie was screened, and at the last moment it slipped under her leg pad as she was going to the ice. It was a good shot in the unlucky moment for us. Can't stop it if you can't see it. All right, we're doing a face-off at 11:27 in the second period. We are leading the Canadians by 1 goal. Even though the scoreboard currently says we have 3-0, but it's not quite that right at the moment. And it is in the process of taking their time to get out of their zone. It's back into our zone, but we were able to get it up and over the center red line. We had possession, but we are in an offside situation, so it was delayed offsides. We handled it right, reset. Canada did a hit on the puck and it went back out into the neutral zone. And they were able to bring it all the way back to our zone. We're battling over on the wall. 3 Team West and 2 Canadians. We have almost an identical shot by the Canadians, taking a shot on our goalie who was screened, but it was unsuccessful. They took that rebound though and almost were able to sink another goal on us. Worked out in our favor. We are putting pressure on the Canadians on their zone. We have a 2-on-2. Everyone's back in our zone. Something to be said about when the players start blowing tires, falling down to the ice. They are pushing themselves hard. Both teams are going down to the ice a lot. All right, there's a opportunity for us to hit the puck out. It deflected off of one of the Canadians' defensive players. They drew us back into their zone, and it looks like an icing will happen now on the Canadians. I'm not sure the Canadian parents are not terribly close to me, but there are some angry parents. They disliked some of the harder play that Team West was putting on, I'm guessing, his daughter. But still no calls from the refs on these speeds or we've got one of the Canadians has a very fast skater. She took it all the way down, took a shot. Ellie, our goalie, was able to shrug off the shot. We are back with a high-speed puck that made it all the way across the ice. Canadians drew us back in, and we were able to do a turnover at the red line, and we were able to get some fresh skaters on the ice. Oh, we had a beautiful centering pass. took a half-hearted shot at our goal. Harper was able to deflect it down. And it was able to bring it back into our zone. They're trying to center it. With no luck, we were able to keep away on the Canadians. Must have been a very motivating discussion by their coach, because Canada is coming out with a lot more pressure on us. And they are getting a little chirpy with our girls in front of our goalie. We are at 7:05 in the second period, still leading Team Canada by 1 goal. I will give them credit. They are able to center that puck almost every single time they are in our zone. Thankfully, we are able to deflect or screen their shooter before they can get a shot off or a successful shot. Canadians were able to put a lot of pressure on us and change out almost their entire line. And we are taking our turn on a line change. We have 2 of their faster players. Ooh, again, they were able to center that pass, but high-speed skating did not work out for them because they were out of timing to try and get a successful shot off. He took another close shot from the blue line, but the Canadian was screened by our own player. Some more words and some shoves in front of our goalie, as our defenseman was protecting our goalie when she covered up. Another face-off in Team West at 5:15 in the second period. We're in a battle 2-on-2 over in the corner. Canada won that battle, but they were able to center that puck again. Shot toward our goal, but we were able to block it. We were in the process of burying it deep in their zone. We centered it. Oh! It was a rebound. We were not able to get to it. They are in the process of getting an offsides. Thank you, ref. We'll have a face-off here, close to our zone, with some new skaters on the ice. Canada was able to win that face-off. We're able to get it to the far wall. Waiting player. We are working on moving it around our zone. One of the Damon sisters was able to get it up and over the blue line, and we are fighting for the puck over in Team Canada's zone. They were able to get past our defenseman up and over the blue. Canadians used the opportunity to change out most of their line. We have 3:30 left in the second period. We tried to center again, but there was no Canadian there to take a shot. We're back out in the neutral zone. We're going around the world in passes here, which is all right. Lots and lots of possession time in the neutral zone by both teams. If any two lines were ever matched perfectly, it's these two lines. That was a lot of time. Oh! They did a very slow turtle shot toward our goal. Our goalie started drifting to the left, and the opening was almost there for the puck, but it glanced off the pipe. We have an icing against Team West. 2:04 left in the second period. All right. We're able to get that face off, get it all the way along the close wall and into their zone. Slow moving shot. Their goalie was able to deflect it with their stick. Another turnover at the blue line. We were able to, actually looks like both teams were able to get quite a few fresh skates. Skaters on the ice. We went all the way across the ice. Pretty long shot off of our goalie's shoulder. That was a tough shot to stop. Alright, we have a tied up game now. 2-2. 1 minute left in the second period. We won the face-off and immediately went in to take a shot, but there was a deflection. We are battling behind the net, but the puck ended up over the pipe, so we will have a face-off. Right on the spot where they were able to take a shot and get a goal on us. Canada had won that face-off, but Yona took possession of it and was able to drive all the way to their line, but there are more turnovers in the neutral. We are back in our zone, trying to get possession of that puck long enough to get it out. We have 10 seconds left in the second period, tied up game. Battling against the wall. Last few seconds here, we will be going into the third period, tied up with Team Canada. Looks like there are some parting words between a couple of Team West and Team Canada. I'm sure it was good job, good game, along with a gentle shove to the shoulder. Hopefully the Canadian coach has less pep talk to their team so we can get in there, get a goal, and win the game. We'll know in 14 minutes when the third period starts up. Be back in 30 seconds. All right, here's the start of the third period, 14 minutes on the clock. And a whistle blow after the puck dropped. Some finger wagging at number 77 on Canada. Apparently she did something wrong. Looks like we won that face-off. Back to our defenseman Harper. Over to number 25, and we get all the way back in their zone with a shot off. But it went off their goalie's leg pad. Excellent way to start out the third period tied up. Lots of pressure. Harper was able to get a hold of it. We had a delayed offside. We reset and we've taken possession back in their zone. Battle that we have lost, and we have a 2-on-1. Harper was able to deflect. Girl lost her skates, and it looks like we will maybe have an ice against us. Yes, we have an icing against us. That whole line was able to change out. We're down to 12:59 on the clock. Face-off in Team West's zone. Very enthusiastic pass off the boards from the Canadians. Sounded great. Went fast. Didn't do too much for them. But, and again, they are still in possession and were able to get a shot off after they centered it. There's a lot going on in front of our goal with the puck loose. Cool. That was painful to watch. The puck kept going and stuck inside of skates, and Ellie was unable to cover it up until the last moment. It looks like we have a penalty call for an angry young Canadian who shoved one of our girls off her feet in front of our goal. So now Team West has a 2 minutes of a power play against the Canadians, tied up with 12:29 on the clock. So battling at the center, the dot, the face-off. We were able to actually get a shot off for the goalie, but the goalie was ready for it. Had a good centering shot, bouncing puck. Scariest thing ever for goalies. Lots of back and forth between Team West and the Canadians, but got snuck up and over our defenseman's stick. The Canadians took the opportunity to hit the puck all the way down to our goal line. Get some fresh players in there, and they were able to take a shot and goal. Ellie picked it out of the air like it was nothing. Another face-off with 11:46 on the clock. 1:18 left on our penalty, our power play. We won the face-off, but we could not keep possession. And a puck wrapping around the back. Oh, they were able to almost center again and set up for a dangerous shot, but we were able to block it. Another centering shot with a tip from one of their players who is spending a lot of time in front of our goal. Harper is in the process of removing that puck from her possession. It's a good thing that the girls do not have airbags in their helmets, because some of these hits that are happening between the girls on the boards and out in the middle of the ice is loud enough for me to hear over all the girls on the bench yelling and the sticks slapping each other. Canadians did a fantastic job doing a penalty kill on us. They are back into full team on the ice, battling up on this close wall, sorry. We have 10:05 on the clock. They were trying to do another centering, but I think we have caught on. Don't let the Canadians do that. We were able to drive the puck all the way behind their goal. It's like Maddie came onto the ice. Some fresh skates. Great pass across ice past two of the Canadians, and a shot by number 19, but their goalie was able to stop it. We have a face-off in Canadian side with 9:35 left. We are still tied up. We're back in Team West's zone. Ooh, with a shot from the far wall. It was an accurate shot. Ellie was ready for it. Puck went over the blue line. They were trying to do a delayed offsides, lost possession, and 2 more turnovers at the blue line. All right, we are successful in getting the puck out. An icing call against Team West. Some fresh skaters. Another face-off in Team West zone with 8:37 left on the clock. Both teams are skating a lot slower as they come for another face-off. Both teams have been putting a lot of battling and speed and effort in this game. It shows with the amount of turnovers and time it has been spending in the neutral zone. Another offside against Team West. I guess we're doing a timeout. I don't think one of the refs got the memo because she looked pretty confused and got ready to blow the whistle at our team as they skated away. Lots of finger pointing. The whiteboard's out with the Canadian coach. Lots and lots of head nodding. Team West coaches look pretty chill. It's like they're having a conversation about how to celebrate this win. Here comes our face-off in Team West zone with 8:25 left in the game, tied up 2-2. As much fun as it is to have the opportunity to go into overtime, we do not want to go into overtime due to point spread. And the overtime win that we had on, I believe it was our first game, set us back for some of the other teams who did not have ties. So no ties, please. We'd just like to win. 8 minutes left. Canada is back in our zone, fighting behind our net, trying to find a centering. Sorry. They were able to do a backhand. There is no goal. The post went off the post when the puck went in. Ellie did an amazing job. Not sure it's clear on the video, but there's some more good jobs. How are you doing? What's your TikTok? Between the Canadians and Team West. Maybe with some shoving too. All right, we were in the process of getting it into the zone, but it went a little bit wide. We have another icing on Team West. 7:34 on the clock. I'm sure Team West is feeling like they are spending way too much time in their zone and not enough time in the Canadian zone. All right, we got the puck over the blue line. We are taking possession of the puck into their zone, looking for a centering pass. Puck is over to Harper in the far wall, takes a shot, but it went into the body. We got the rebound. Another shot through the tumbling through the air all the way into the waiting arms of their goalie. It was a good shot. Yippee, we have a face-off now in Canadian zone, not ours, with 7:05 on the clock. Canada was able to win that face-off, draw us over to the far side, and they are taking it through the neutral zone into Team West's zone. Oh no, we have a actual penalty call against us. That is not great. I think I'm not great with gang signs from the refs, but I think that was interference. 6:42 on the clock. Canada's on a power play for 2 minutes. Canada's able to win that face-off, get it over to the wing, but we are able to ruin their plans and put a lot of pressure, take the puck away, and now we are in the process of making sure they cannot get a lane to get a shot off. So far, successful. Had a little bit of finger wagging from one of the refs. I think it's Catherine, number 11, as she buried the Canadian girl into the wall a few moments ago. And they got a shot off. Our goalie was able to shrug it off. Puck all the way down into the Canadian side. They did a long pass all the way from one goal line to the blue line and back into our zone as they changed out the majority of their line. We have 5:20 on the clock. Looks like 38 seconds left in the penalty kill. And the puck got slapped up over the glass into the netting behind our goal. Another face-off. Nope, just kidding. Looks like we have a timeout by Canada. Lots and lots of straight, nervous faces from the fans on both sides of me, the home and visitors. Face off, Team West zone. We are on a penalty kill. 38 seconds left on the penalty. 5:19 on the clock. 5:19 remaining in the game. There's lots of D to wing passing. They were able to draw us around and get a lane and take a shot. Our goalie was able to shrug it off. They were able to take a shot. The goalie was able to shove it away with her leg pad. All right, we are back to full power. 4:20 left on the clock. And they were able to slip a puck underneath the leg. That is a run up by Team Canada. We are down by 1 with 4:19 left on the clock. Got a D-to-D pass up to one of our wings, number 19, into the Canadian zone. Centering a pass, but we weren't able to get enough stick on it with speed. Going through the neutral zone. Canadians buried it back behind. We have Harper coming around to get the puck, but it's not successful. Took a wide shot toward our net. Not worthy of saying shot on goal. A pinwheel move by number 16 to get the puck to the far side of the ice. We are going back and forth between the blue lines into their zone. We have 3:05 left on the clock. Canadians were trying to get a breakaway with it. We said no. They got another centering shot, but it was moving too fast for their player to do anything with it. Puck across the neutral zone. We are able to cycle out some of our players, but we have another shot on goal, but it was deflected up and off arm pad to our goalie. Too much time is being spent in our zone. We have 2:17 on the clock. We were able to do a backhanded shot. Their number 10 is a shooter for sure. I have to say the majority of the shots from them are coming from that young lady. But she is sitting on the bench. Take a breather. Hopefully that gives us an opportunity to get some of our own shots on the Canadian goalie. 1 to tie it up, 2 to win. We were able, they did a centering pass. We were able to take possession of it, but it has been turned over again in the neutral zone. With another backhanded shot, the goal is off its post, and there is 0 whistle, which is interesting. Well, maybe it went back in. It lifted up and off, though. All right, we're finally out of our zone. A 1-on-1 shot toward their goal, but it was what we needed to get some fresh skaters. With Fiona trying to get over the red line with the puck, no luck. We have 45 seconds left in this game. We are trailing the Canadians by 1 goal. Sorry to say that deflected into our goal. We have 36.5 seconds on the clock. We are trailing by 2. It was a lucky goal, but a goal is a goal. Girls played fantastic this evening. Team West is adamant to make sure that the Canadians do not get another goal. Another shot by number 10. We have a whistle. The post went off. It's points again with 9 seconds left on the clock. We're having another face-off in Team West zone. We are going to have an icing call. The officials let the clock run down to a second, just over a second. Face-off happening again in Team West zone. That is game. Team West played fantastic. Giving love to our goalie. After the fist bumps happen, they'll announce, if they're consistent with it, they'll announce the player of the games. And this will be our last game this evening. Ron Buten confirmed that this is our last game of the tournament. Our goalie got MVP. And that is our game and our tournament. Thanks for watching.